Hello crew members, this is Captain Thalok of Thalok Gaming here. We're going to be checking out a game called Planet Crafter. It's a one that's been out for a little while, but I seem to have a little bit of fun with it. It's a terraforming game, if you don't know, where you can have various things that you need to do on a planet to basically terraform it in different capacities, such as making the atmosphere thicker, such as adding water, that sort of thing. So let's go ahead and get started on a new planet. I'm just going to call this Let's Play. And they added a second planet. It's smaller. It says it's for advanced players, but I'm just going to stick with the typical Prime planet. And we have various different options here for game mode. But standard seems to be probably the best one in this example. So it allows you to save and make a lot of different areas here. So if you wanted to come in and play yourself, you can get all kinds of different things at the beginning. Now, teleporters. That'd be really cool. Doubt I could make that at the beginning, even if it was unlocked. Knowing what sort of materials some of those things make. So let's go ahead and get started. That beginning looks really reminiscent of other games like this, like Empyrean or Subnautica. Welcome to your assigned planet. Your mission is to advance the terraformation process of this world. You'll need a generator O2, heat and pressure. First, reach 175,000 Ti and create a blue atmosphere. Sentinel Corp year 3058. Okay, so we can't see our Ti in the top right corner there. You can see that it's at 0 because nothing is running. Have our creating station, our crafting station, where these are one-time use objects, chips to add to your suit to allow a flashlight, you deconstruct your own things and construct your own things, bigger backpack, or a backpack, and a bigger oxygen tank. So, as you can see, it's very red with that planet in the distance. I'm not sure if the planets move here. I do know there is a day-night cycle. So, titanium is used mostly for building items. Ice is used for making obviously for water. Let's see, silicon is also made for some technology. And magnesium. When I did play this, the biggest problem I have is finding iron. It looks a lot like silicon. And to recharge your oxygen, as you can see, it's very small right now, as you need to jump in this thing. You refill your oxygen, which makes it very convenient to just make little pods here and there. They don't take any energy to run. And you can use them to just restore your oxygen at any basic place. And titanium here will let you do that. Here we go. So you can see the iron looks a lot like silicon. And in my opinion, maybe it doesn't to you. But when you're making your items, you do have your inventory. Right here you have a generous 12 spots in your inventory. But it's going to be filled up very quickly, especially if you're running around with extra oxygen, water, food. So let's see. Let's go ahead and get our backpack made. Simple, goes right in there. And you just click it and it automatically goes into one of your packs here. You have 4 auxiliary packs for your gear. You can get more gear later on as you unlock different augmentations for your gear. So the tier 1 added a whole new 4 slots. Let's see, I need cobalt. Okay. So as you can see, oxygen is very needed and very annoying at the beginning because it's small. You get a much better pack later on, and you have the ability to make more of, well, not this particular one. That's your drop pod. You'll never be able to make one of those. But I'll show you one of the other ones when I get the constructor set up. Throw that in there. There we go. Now we have 145, a whole few more seconds of oxygen. So we need 2 silicon, 2 magnesium. That's one of them there. And you do get things that you can upgrade your tool here, so you can get faster pickup. Pretty useful when you're going around grabbing things on the run. And yes, there are different chests around, probably dropped off by your oh so gracious company. So this is what the container had. Here's a seed, super alloy used for good stuff, a little bit of space food, tasty. So I'm gonna just grab these things, and time has not stopped, so your oxygen is dropping as you're poking around in this thing. So, and you can run. I don't think it increases your oxygen depletion, but you do get better running boots in the future. Oops, I need one more magnesium. Oh well, I'll make a deconstruction tip. And you do start off with a little bit here. So you see there's a little seed here. It doesn't really have anything on it. And then this says oxygen multiplier 150%. So you can make yourself a little green tank here that lets you grow stuff. It does take a little bit to get those, and they do take a lot of power. Right now we don't have any power. So luckily you don't need power to run the oxygen in there. You can just plop them down out in the middle of nowhere with nothing connected, and they will fulfill your tank. So let's see. Magnesium. Need 2 of them. So I do think running drains your water a tad bit faster. And I think your food to some degree. There we go. Now we can really get started. So let's see. So I forget what key it is to select, rotate, build node, Q. Alright. So as you can see, here's the pods. Again, time does not stop. So you can make yourself a living container and a compartment door. So if you have, what is it, 3 iron, 2 titanium, and a silicon, you can basically build this and have yourself a safety net just about anywhere. And you can break them down without anything lost. It's basically 1-to-1, which is kind of cool. Nothing is destroyed in the process of building and repairing or taking things apart, so it's pretty cool. And you can see why you would need these things, because you can only be out for like a few seconds, it seems, before you gotta run back in and get your O2 back up. And then you gotta run further and further to find the stuff. So as I was saying, iron is one of those resources that I'm always on the lookout for. Oh, let's see, don't need you, cobalt. So let's see. So as you can see, you can place these things anyway. They can kind of hover in a place. You can set different things down, like these foundation grids, to make it a little bit, I don't know, nicer, I suppose. You can build them pretty high. But ooh, as you can see, we're getting a little bit of something here. So you can escape that really bright thing that's happening right now. I think that's a sandstorm. You walk right in, and there you go, out of that nasty sandstorm. And you can look at it from a distance. It does kind of do that, but nothing's perfect. So you can break this thing down, and oh yeah, it's warning you that there. I think these come with meteors at times, and I think your you can see your water there down below while you're out there. I think in the sandstorm, it drains like mad. So a lot of these anomalous things, I like to just wait them out. I think you're protected in here. So just right click to drink. So let's see. Here's a vegetable tube. That's what we need to get that, but as you see, it takes energy, and you get energy in here with wind turbines. You can place them anywhere, and they count for the whole planet. So anywhere you place these things down, it will give energy to the furthest thing that you're working on. It works out like that. Probably goes off of Tesla technology. So if we wanted to not break this place down, since it's kind of right outside of that place, let's see here. So break down. I think you go build mode, or I gotta remember what the controls are here. Construction. Turn on the light. Don't cut that yet. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Yeah, you can see on the hand thing, you have to use the scroll wheel. That's to construct. I don't have anything in my inventory's full, so just if I deconstruct it, it's just going to fall to the ground. Let's go ahead and put some of these. Oh, yeah, and you can't deconstruct these if there's something in there. So you have to turn off deconstruct mode to access this. So I'll put the super alloy in there in the food. Don't need to walk around with that. So let's see. Is there anything I can just make out here? Make another wind turbine. Yeah, they don't mind being so close. And we can use the power. It's going to be a hot minute before we get anything better than those things. As you can see, power does nothing for the TI indicator. We have to get several of these other things like yeah, meteor shower. Yeah, these are coming in. Luckily they can't blow up these things. I think they can blow up you. So the death in this game means I think you lose everything or most everything in your inventory. So we don't want to have that happen. That's kind of a waste of time. But I'm going to go switch to deconstruction and take this apart. There we go. Those things are made of iron, and these various little meteorite things flying in the ground are minerals and other materials. So you'll see like a bunch of iron in a location. That one's kind of coming a little bit close, but yeah, if you watch where they fall, you can go grab what materials they bring. Yeah, just saw like a few things go flying out there. So yeah, you can see these are all kind of loose. This is probably for meteors. I dropped that one, but yeah, the meteors tend to make like a little bit of a mess. And like I said, having these things nearby stores your oxygen super fast and very convenient. And yeah, we can just breaking down soup is as quick as you want. It takes a few seconds to, and if they're loose like that, you don't have to drill them up like these ones do. So I think it's a best bet. Now up there you can kind of see there's a little structure up there. I'm gonna go head up there because that's a good spot to kind of start looking. And we do not have the flashlight, which we're gonna need because it gets dark in that spot. So the best thing to do is actually make like a little base down here. Start our actual base location. This is kind of the best spot around here. I think it's nice and flat. So let's go ahead and make this. Pop that on there. Put this. Whoop. And a ladder. So yeah, as you can see, it's kind of a little bit funky. I don't got any iron like usual. So if we want to fix that, move it a little bit closer. There is no way to make this closer to you, so you just have to kind of do your best guess, which can kind of get annoying. So I'd be careful if any of you have OCD, because you're going to be playing around with this a lot, and need to watch your oxygen because you'll be messing with things out there. I know I caught myself a few times. Luckily there's that alert, otherwise I'd be dead a good dozen times over. So like, as you see, there's, you can spin it, you can't make it closer, so it has to be that one. Good. Good enough. Yeah, don't look at it. So yeah, there we go. There we go. Now, let's see. We should get a chest in here, which we need iron, of course. Always with the iron. Iron, iron, where are you? Can never get enough of that stuff. There's one. What did you need for this? So I need one more iron and a magnesium. Cobalt. I think you're magnesium. No, you're something. There we go. You can unlock rovers and other things to drive around. That's much later, unless you turn on all the stuff at the beginning. So that and a tube. So those plants over here, some make oxygen, others increase the oxygen. We could take that super alloy, drink the water, eat the food. There we go. So they're pretty generous with the amount of food and water you get at the beginning. So I need to start this. Now you can see the TI in the top right ticking up. We'll be able to get a monitor later that lets us show the progress. More iron for that, of course. None of these things, I think, do anything. I think the bed, and I think, is totally cosmetic. Because there is no sleeping. There's no, like, sleep meter. You can stay awake forever. You just need food and water to keep you going. And you need a special bit of material for the heater. That's a little bit harder to come by. That's iridium. There is some up there when we go take a look at that place. So we're not going to use that super alloy anytime soon. But we can get 2 of these little bit of ice. I think I saw some ice. Yeah, right here. there. Now that should really start moving a little bit more. Not a lot. We only got 2 plants. You need quite a bit to really make that thing start hopping. Let me see. Oxygen, I think, is cobalt. Check my... Oh yeah, I don't have a crafting station here. So there's the exoskeleton. That obviously lets us carry stuff that's going to be necessary, because I could switch out like the deconstruction chip or the creation chip for the torch, because you really don't want to get rid of your backpack or your oxygen tank. But the exoskeleton, when you make it, also unlocks other things. So let's go ahead and... I think I actually have some of that. Silicone. Oh, and what was the last thing? Magnesium. I do not have magnesium. So that will be very useful. It does take a spot, so you have to kind of drop something, put that in, and then you put it back in. So there we go. Now we got another 4. It's like your gear inventory. So silicon and 2 magnesium. Silicon's there. Okay. And really, at the beginning, this is just all you're doing, is just running around like crazy, grabbing whatever you need to make the new thing, and then going on to the next area. Once you start to... Oh, wow. There we go. There's some iridium. Very nice. More iron. Fabric is used for some stuff. Nothing yet. Oh, and that was aluminum. You actually need those for the boots. In fact, I'm gonna take that. Here, you can have an ice back. Once you get like the level 2 or so boots, you can really move around here. And you can modify what the name is. But let's see. Like that. Yay. Now I have a torch. You're gonna need it when we go up there, and I'll show you in a bit. Probably the next episode of what that's gonna be like. Because it's gonna take a bit to get up there. It's very far away. I highly recommend making at least 1 or 2 little bases so you can jump in there for oxygen, and then grabbing a few oxygen tanks. Look at these guys. They take 2 cobalt apiece, and I recommend having at least 2 of those and maybe 1 water, or top yourself off before you go, because it gets really messy. So iridium. Okay, so silicon. So let's make the heater. Now you do need the heaters to be inside. There are other things that you do not. There you go. Now that's gonna create heat. I don't know how it manages to do that, and I think it's supposed to like plug it into the ground and heat up the ground. You just assume that's what's happening. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably stop the video for here, and I'll get a little bit of material and go on to make the next base a little bit closer to the destination up there, and kind of see what it looks like. It's a downed ship. If you can't tell, that's the engine. So I will see you all next time. This is Thaylok Gaming.